Hey traders, it's been a few days and I wanted to update everyone on my progress with both my trading and the Shadow Trading Journal kind of AI thing app I got going. So to go over a little bit what's happened this week is I still have this. If you haven't seen this, I've made some videos about how I'm constructing a trading psychology coach and like risk management coach. And so I have a bunch of files here that this Claude project is referencing. Last time we talked, I had a daily trading review, which I'll show you the results of the last couple days of trades. I haven't done today's trades yet, but we can go through some of that, and then I'll make another video about today's trades. This video, though, is going to go over that, and then also I had it assist me with a name for itself, and also I had started building the web app version of this, which will use Claude or another uh, LLM in the background, whichever one is the best suited. So another thing it had me realize was that when updates come or changes to these documents, which are the ground truth, such as my trading rules or let's say some of my models and definitions, what it really needs to know is a change log, right? And so I've also uploaded a new addition to it, which is a change log, which documents all the changes that take place. And it, in its own words, when I asked about this, um, it, it says why it's valuable. So it's pattern recognition. It can spot when I'm changing rules impulsively versus making thoughtful adjustments. It'll help me address some of the shadow work, which is, again, I delve into that topic in previous videos. Some accountability, discipline enforcement. So I gave it a preview of what I was changing and it approved it. It says, I want to see what you want to change first. And then he says, okay, good. That looks good. Upload it. And he tells me that this is valid. This is smart. So it wasn't just changing a rule based on emotions or some kind of psychological reason. I really had evidence to back up why I want to make these changes. And that's the kind of back and forth I want to have. So I haven't done the weekly trading review yet. I'll do that Friday because really I've only been using this for a week now, under a week. The other thing it helped me with is choosing a name, which I thought was really interesting. So I said, like, what did you like me to call you? What would you call yourself? And he'd like to call himself Cipher, which is really cool. And he says, because my job is to decode the bullshit you tell yourself, crack the psychological patterns that are bleeding your account, and cut through the noise to reveal what's actually happening in your trading. A Cipher breaks codes, right? The code is you. You got to break what's holding you back in your trading. And that's exactly what I'm here to do with your self deception, which often occurs, rationalization, and the shadow patterns that are sabotaging my edge, right? So I thought that was a great title. And I want to show you guys a little bit of the app preview and some of my performance. So, not a developer, but I use some vibe coding apps to make just a rough estimate or rough draft of what this would look like. And I kind of used TopX, Top Steps platform as kind of like a layout. So it'd be four main buttons at the top. You got your profile, which you'd enter in, your details or whatever. Then the definitions would be all your trading definitions. Like it's gonna know some out of the bat, like some popular ones, FVG for fair value gap, stuff like that. But you might have specific shorthand that you use in your trading, and this is gonna be a place where you can define that for the AI. Then it's gonna ask you questions, or it's gonna have a basic area to put all your risk parameters. So it's maximum trades per day, maximum losses per week, what's your risk per trade, all that stuff. And the strategies are going to be all the strategies that you built. And these are going to include the definitions and the risk parameters, obviously, in them. So those are the four kind of areas I thought would be really good to start with. This could expand later on too. And then in my earlier videos, I talked about how often we choose too many things to try to fix all at once. What the AI is going to help me do and you do, hopefully eventually when this app launches, is identify the largest lever to change in your psychology and what you're looking at immediately next to have the most return, right? You don't want to be hitting three different things that give you a small return and then they're hard to accomplish versus one thing that could give you a huge return. So I just put this here as an example, but what it would do is every day it would come up with something after you leave it, your trading journal entry. It would come up with what you should focus on for the next day, during the week, whatever's the top of mind for right now. So in this case, it says stop moving the goalpost on myself. If I see a valid setup, press plus proper confluence with the 1 to 3 RR. That aligns my bias. I take it, period. So my problem has been execution sometimes, especially after a losing day. I have trouble getting back into the market and taking full risk. But I should just follow my plan, right? As I had laid out to the AI in the documents I uploaded. So with that, you would, put in a new trading data. So here would be the date, the P&L, the risk to reward ratio, the return on account, notes, and then some other things too. This is just a rough draft, right? And then that would show up in a calendar view. So you can have 0 trade days with no trades, but you want to jot down your notes. It could be break even days or whatever. And then you kind of get to see it through a calendar view, all the trades you've taken. This is just some dummy data, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. I'll show you a little bit about what we talked about, me and Cypher, this past week. But first, before I do that, I want to show you my P&L, just out of full transparency. I don't care. I'm not going to be teaching any strategies on this channel. Like, my strategy is like, I'm holding it close to my heart and I'm not sharing it with anybody. I think it's profitable. It's good. And yeah, that's that. So I got 5 combines. Like I said, strategy is good. Psychology is a little messed up. And I've had these combines all passed this month, but I blew them all a week and a half ago. And that's what caused me to want to build this AI coach, because I know it's psychological and I just need some help to identify what I should be focusing on and how, like, what's causing the issues, right? And so that's basically it. But ever since I started thinking that I'm accountable, I have to hold myself more accountable because I got to talk to this AI. Even though it's not a real person, it's funny that it is influencing my decision making. I'm being a little bit more cautious, stringent, thorough in my thinking, and not just kind of like, oh, nobody's going to see this. I can full port this trade, and so what? I'll just pay my evaluations back. It's very judgmental and harsh with its feedback, but that's what I programmed it to be, because that's what I respond well to. And I think you need to be able to respond well to very harsh criticism because you want to get better. And just sugarcoating, and making stuff easy to digest is not going to work for a lot of people. I don't think. I think a lot of people need the hard look at their psychology in order to improve. I know I do, and I know I'm like a lot of you. I'm not special at all. So, anyway, really good stats this week. Pretty good average winter winning trade versus losing trade, and trade direction has been kind of balanced there. So I've been very flexible with my bias, but I was going to say, the win rate's really low. So I've had some trouble with over trading this week, which it's called me out on. But overall, really good. This is the start of the accounts. I've traded every day since I had the account. This one was really, really down. Terrible day, and somehow I recovered. This one, way over traded, but somehow recovered. So that was a rough patch. But overall, I think I'm almost more than halfway to the funded level, which is 3K. So hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, we can make it happen. So now we get back into the bots. Let's go here. And we got the daily trading review, right? So let's go back a little bit. It's a lot of back and forth, right? And this will be easier to track in the app because it's going to be by date, where this is like a daily trading review. I didn't create a new chat for every single day, but I think I might do that going forward because it's really hard to keep track of all these chats. So It's asking me some questions. Oh, so here I say I took 3 losing trades. I had this set up. I had that confluence, and it said, "Stop. Let me dissect this disaster." I just kind of love the way it talks to me. So it says, "Demon alert number one: size too small." So I do take light size in my first trade. Maybe I should mention that in my risk protocol. It's just I noticed that I will take a losing trade almost every single time I first trade. So I thought to myself, why not just take the lightest size, half my risk, lose it, and I usually do really well in the second trade for some reason. Like things crystallize more for me as far as my thoughts and direction and bias and everything. And that happened today. I took a small losing trade, and then I made a banger uh, on the second trade. So, but I think I need to address that. Like, why even lose in the first one? It kind of ruins your psychology, especially if you lose in the second one. Then you think you're going to lose and you're going to win in the third, especially. So I should really learn to hone that in. So anyway, trade was not my plan. I revenge trade after 2 losses, so it's out of my plan, right? My max loss, my max trade losses per day is 2. So I went 3, and that's outside my plan, right? And then poor risk to reward. You took the third trade after hitting 2 losses, which were emotionally compromised. Your rules say 2 hour daily max loss. You should have stopped after trade 2. So it gave me the brutal truth. It gave me like you're making this excuse, and it says what to do tonight. Write down exactly what I was feeling after the second one got stopped out. Identify which demon drove me to flip bias and take trade 3, and calculate my actual risk taken today versus your 2 hour daily limit. It told me I'm done trading for tomorrow, although I did trade and I haven't told it yet, which is today. Um, but I corrected it and I told it I can take 3 losses this week so far. I could take 3 more, 6 losses max per week. And so it said it made a mistake and it corrected itself, right? It says, you're right, 3 losses this week, not today, my mistake. Um, but it's being clear about what happened, right? Rule violation, documentation issue, switching bias, um, the real issue, and then ask me some more questions. And I answer the questions. Um, and it finally, we're starting to distill into the truth, right? I was trying to recoup my previous losses for the day. Um, and we had some discussion about, well, what happens if 2 rules or two trade losses in a day and I trade a third time? What is That's a violation of my rules, right? And I thought to myself, well, maybe some kind of punishment. I don't know, like I can't enjoy something that I enjoy normally. And it says, forget punishment. That's emotional thinking. You need systematic prevention. So I had to do something like a daily trade counter or something physical that helped me realize more, pull me out of that tendency to trade more than 2 losses. And I mean, my rules say I shouldn't, but sometimes I still do. And it might be as simple as just closing all your charts is the rule. And it's not necessarily mean you have to stop trading, but if you close your charts, it gives you a breather. That's a great idea. I just thought of that. My rule is to close the charts and to step away, but I'm more likely to step away if my charts are closed. So I'll do that from now on. After 2 losses, I'm going to close my charts. Maybe I need a cool off period. Maybe it's a 15-minute cool off period. I can look at the charts, and if I see an absolute banger setup, then yes, okay. I'll think about that a little bit, and again, revise my rules, revise the change log, upload it to the chat bot, and keep on refining this thing. And I think this really has me thinking a lot about really clarifying, making crystal clear my trading. If you could write down your trading plan where an AI could understand it, or you can hand over those documents to anybody, and after some study they could replicate and get positive results, then you have something there. And if you're not getting positive results, it could maybe not mean your trading strategy, it could mean your psychology. So this is at least a way to kind of attack that. And it's a way to like I've hired a psychology trading coach. Awesome. Very expensive investment. Totally don't regret it at all. But ongoing, I don't it wasn't tenable, right? I'm profitable, but not like that profitable. So yeah. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. It's almost 15 minutes now in this video. I'll post another one showing what it's going to tell me now after I tell it about today's trades. And then, yeah, I'd love for you guys to sign up for the waitlist on the app. There's a link in the description. And you just put in your email, and then I'm going to email everybody when it's available. And I want to give some kind of perk to people, like some kind of, founders thing. And yeah, also in the comments, ask questions, ideas, what you'd like to see, and also what do you think about the the app I showed you so far, the kind of like demo thing I have here. Could change the style a little bit. I kind of went with like a Daft Punk kind of look, kind of techie look, but it could change a little bit. Definitely want to make it dark. It's a shadow trading journal. I really like Cipher. It's got a little matrix throwback. So, yeah, anyway, thank you. Have a great day. Good luck trading.